Alright, well, here goes part two of my day one of the push to the top 200 in US. So let's go and see the next three videos. So we'll go ahead and do the next two attacks first. So the first one is Anti-Destructio from the clan Clandestine. Okay, so this one I attack from the bottom, which I do a lot. So again, I bait out the heroes here, which was a little bit annoying to get that queen to activate, but she'll get activated here in just a second. And then what I'll do is I'll draw, go ahead and draw them towards the bottom of the base here. With barbarians, I usually bring 12 barbarians to do the baiting. And then I'll drop, once I drop my witches and my wizards, I'll drop golems towards the two compartments, and then I think one in the middle. And actually, you can see they go towards that Tesla, which is okay though, because they're still distracting the cannons. And then I go ahead and drop some wall breakers and the rest of my wizards. Take out some of the buildings in those compartments. And once they do that, I'll go ahead and drop my king and queen so that they would go forward towards the storages. And then I think I drop a rage spell here. There goes the first rage spell. And I didn't get into the inner compartment with my wall breakers, but I ended up breaking through with, I think my king or somebody does here in just a second. Yeah, there goes my king working on the walls, and so now my queen gets like 4 or 5 shots in, or she does it all. Actually, she takes it out this time. He only had one of his towers set to multi-target, which was nice. It's still always nice to have at least one of them, just because, like I said, they don't do any damage. And I do let her go a little bit longer because I had some golems here on the left side. I'm still alive that are tanking, so let me go and fast forward through this part. She'll end up going all the way up to 76% with those two golems tanking for her. So there goes the first replay. On the second one here is Tom against Inla Clan Namenlos, I guess. On this one, I had some leftover Valkyries from when I was donating, so I just kept those in the army, even though I don't normally use them. Once again, bait out the heroes. This one was well partitioned, so it was a little bit odd. I didn't get 50% on it, and you'll see why here in just a few minutes. But anyway, once I get them activated, I bring them towards the bottom, where I attack from again. And this one also had a ton of structures there at the bottom, so I had to let my troops do a little bit of work before I sent out my king and queen. So there we go, they're both down here towards the bottom, and I actually dropped witches instead of dropping more barbarians first. Should have dropped those barbarians before I dropped the witches, because you can see the king actually went after the witches, which kind of hurt a little bit. And I drop all 3 of my golems at the bottom. And you'll see I get some wall breakers blown up by some giant bombs there. And I drop some more woods here shortly to start clearing out some more of these buildings. And there goes the 2 Valkyrie. They need to do something to make the Valkyries more useful. I mean, they have a lot of hit points and they do a lot of damage, but since they attack any structure, it just doesn't. They just don't help. They're not useful in any type of army really right now. So there goes my heroes, and once again, so I'll freeze that single target Inferno Tower here. Actually, I guess I wait on that because I didn't know it was locked onto my king. And my queen ends up taking out the town hall here anyway. And you can see he has all these defenses firing into that middle compartment. I mean, literally there's like 12 defenses, 10 or 12 defenses firing into that middle compartment. So there was really no way I could get 50%, but I tried anyway and ended up losing that battle. But I did get 1 star and 10 trophies. So that was good. Um, and I got quite a bit of gold, which again, since I'm trying to upgrade walls, is really helpful for me. And we'll go ahead and do the second defense from yesterday. And you can see this one, you guys use 14 witches and his heroes and 3 golems. So, and you'll see that this base is really bad against witches here. He also takes out a couple mortars. He takes out the right side mortars, and then he attacks from the left, which is a little bit odd, but I guess it makes sense. He wants to go directly at that mortar to get it taken out as fast as possible. But he drops all 3 of his golems on one side, and then his heroes, and it'll just follow him up with witches. And basically the witches just tank for the heroes, actually for the queen, because the king actually gets taken out pretty early. Probably dropped that jump spell in the wrong spot. As you can see, the golems are not making use of it. The queen didn't make use of it. For some reason, the golems are just sit there and beat on the walls. So now you can see the little skeletons are just distracting my Inferno towers where that queen comes forward. And like I said, she ends up doing most of the damage. You can see his king is already down. And my king was down at this time. I actually had logged off for 2 minutes just to check Samurai Siege. So let's go and fast forward through this after he takes down the town hall. And you'll see he'll get quite a few percentage, and he actually ends early, I believe. But there goes the town hall, so let's go and fast forward. And the queen does a lot more work here. I actually get a little bit lucky too, because the witches actually get taken out. The last few witches actually get taken out by a giant bomb up here on the right side. You'll see they'll walk right into it here in just a minute. Boom. All he has left is golems. And they do a little bit more work, but they weren't going to destroy the rest of the base anyway. So anyway, that was the end of day 1. So I will go ahead and post these 2 this morning and try to get day 2 stuff up. I may try to do it tonight, but it's probably going to be tomorrow. Thanks for watching.